Okay, all right, we're live. Okay, we are going to hook up. I'm going to show you how to create hydrogen here on Insane Friends. All right, this hydrogen on demand. All right, so I've got to get a little better set up to do this. So we are going to get my tripod. I'm running a little late. So bear with me here as I get my set up, my tripod set up. Okay. And we're going to do hydrogen on demand. And I'm just kind of getting set up. I had to run to Lowe's to get a couple things. So I'm running late as I'm getting this set up. I'm not sure who's here at the moment, but thanks for dropping in. Such a hurry, I forgot to put in Insane Friends on the title. 2 people here. All right, I'm going to point this over here where I'll be working to get this set up. All right, here we go. Bear with me.
Good job.
All right. All right. Now, let me zoom in a bit. It's not wanting to zoom, really. There we go. There's the battery. All right, this battery's dead. I'm using this battery here. All right, now you want to make sure you have stainless steel when you do this. Okay? So, all right. So I'm going to make a little, cut my wire here. All right. I will talk more about this after I get it ready to go. Now, what you would normally do is if you're using a canning jar, and a lot of the very first hydrogen on demand were made with just a simple canning jar. And so I also have an old one that was, I'll show you here as we get to after I get this set up as well. Okay. But it's really dirty. I was going to clean it up, but you're going to see it just as is. You will definitely realize it had been used. You'll see it just as it was taken out. And I got to get this wire stripped. Okay, getting this wire stripped off of here. And I like overkill on the wire thickness. And that way you lose less electricity. All right, we've got this one. This end stripped. Okay. Let's get this other one stripped. Let me see who's in the chat. What's going on in the chat? Anything going on in the chat? Thanks for waiting here on standby, everybody. Muscle car appraisal. Thanks for dropping in here, bro. I was running late. I had to go get these stainless steel bolts. Actually, they're screws, but you want stainless steel, whether it's plates or bolts or screws or whatever. It's a pure steel. You don't want to use anything but stainless steel when you do this. Okay. And I should have had my drywall knife in here so I could cut this a little faster and get this stripped a little quicker. But just sitting here stripping this as I'm talking to you. And Will, thanks for dropping in. I can see the chat. Okay, there's my battery I'm going to connect to right there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get this right here. Getting this wire stripped. This is some pretty heavy wire. It's like 10 gauge. And it's fun stripping it, let me tell you. I should have grabbed some drywall ply, a drywall knife. I could have it cut off already. Just about got this. Just about. This is fun. Sorry for the time killer here, guys. But yeah, it would have been better if I would have had this all ready. That's for sure. That's how it should have went. It seems like it never fails on Thursdays. I'm running at the last minute. And this is Insane Friends. I was just didn't put it in the title. I was trying to get on here because I was running late. Which will go on after the live stream. Okay, we're getting her. We're getting her. And well. Okay, yeah. All right, everybody. I'm just trying to. This is pain. Pain. All right, one down, folks. One down. All right, now we're going to get my first wire connected here to the battery. All right. This is just a very rough illustration, everybody, but I'm sure you've already figured that out. All right. And we're going to take this. All right. This is just demonstration purposes only. All right. This is very crude, rude, and it's shrewd. But it's going to work. Okay. Very crude. But again, it's just demonstration. So I would have liked to have been a little better set up, but it just wasn't ready. All right, let me get this other one stripped. And we'll be in business. I'll show you what the catalyst is. And hello, I'm Will. Muscle Car Appraisal says, thank you for being here, Muscle Car Appraisal. Did you ever make contact with Victor Sane Auto? He sells transmission and transmission parts and all kinds of stuff, and he's located in Georgia. Muscle Car Appraisal. So I'm sitting here fooling with this wire in the process of getting it clean, getting this wires, getting the plastic off of it. So how's everyone doing today? Muscle car appraisal. Have you ever done any appraisals on the Chryslers? And I was mentioning my dad had a 54 pink and black with a push button tranny that ended up getting sold way too, and it's too cheap. My brother gave it away. He sold it so cheap. Somebody made a super deal. That's for sure. All right, we got one wire stripped, one end. Okay, one more end, folks. One more end. All right.
Thank you.
Smell-O-Vision TV. Okay, folks, silences. I'm just kind of trying to get this done. Thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it. This is really frustrating on my end over here with all this dead time right now. If I did music or something, I could get a copyright strike or something. So it's just dead time, folks.
Hey,
Thank you for being in the chat. We're almost here at the last end. Yeah. So how's everyone doing today? Anything different and exciting, or heard anything good? Anybody got any clean jokes? Hey, I'm echoing. I'm not freezing.
do it again. Oh. See, look.
It's working. I just saw it. It's smooth. All right, just about got this, everybody. 59 and counting. 59 and counting.
He's watching.
All right, we're getting to this, everyone. We're getting to it. There's the jar. All right, almost. I'll thank you. Muscle car appraisal. Okay. Gonna do this. Sorry everyone for this dead time on here. All right. 1 second, and we will be in business. We will be in business just in a second. Come on. What's happening? You don't have wire strippers on. All right, here we go. Now let's see what you're seeing. All right, we're gonna. Okay. Now let's get this up here. All right, you can see that, and you can see the battery. Okay. Now, when I put this on, there's nothing in the water. I want to show you what happens, and I'm going to show you the catalyst. Some of you may already know what the catalyst is. Others may not know, and there'll be many people show up here after the live stream, and they will learn what the catalyst is, okay? Now, if I have to make this tighter, I shouldn't, but if I do, I've got some vice grips here. All right. Now, the stick is so I can wrap this here on it, okay? and get this kind of wrapped and positioned. Okay. Okay. All right. We're just going to take this. Now I'm going to zoom in on just these bolts. All right. I'm going to get that kind of adjusted. And get this adjusted. All right, that works. Okay, get this over here. Now, I'm going to show you just plain water does not work. And this is what, like, these different people have said, oh, it doesn't work. And they've done this. Well, they were leaving some things out. They didn't want it to work, and that's why it didn't work. They didn't want it to work. All right, because this isn't going to work right now, but I'm going to show you it does work. All right, but I first want to show you, you just put them in water. Okay, you put these in water. I'm going to have to take this off my tripod now. Okay, you put this in water and nothing happens, all right? Nothing's happening. Now, we're going to put in the catalyst and then, go get me a spoon, and then we will show you what happens after the catalyst goes in. Okay? Putting in the catalyst. That's about a teaspoon roughly. Teaspoon and a half. All right, you can see it down in there. Okay, it's all mixed. Okay, now watch what happens. You will see these little micro bubbles. If we don't see micro bubbles, then I'm doing something wrong. Now, look, we're connected here. We're connected on the batteries, everybody, just so that you see it. All right? We're connected. Now, we do not want these to touch from what I'm told. And then we should see bubbles. See the micro bubbles? That's hydrogen and oxygen being separated out of the water right there. There it is. Okay, you see the little micro bubbles? That's it right there, everybody. Now, I'll tell you more about this after we get through here. Now, if it's immersed more, it's going to create more. This isn't really showing it too well. This one here, okay. All right, so you're seeing it right there. There's a hydrogen being separated out of the water. Okay? That's it. But I'm trying to show you what it over here. I'm trying to let go of this. All right, there you go. Now I can let go. Now we can get over here and show you the demonstration. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. There it is. You see that? That's hydrogen and oxygen being separated out of the water, folks.
Thank you.
But you need the catalyst in the water. And this is why those that have said it doesn't work, they didn't want it to work. Okay? All those micro bubbles, that's 2% hydrogen, 1% oxygen, H2O. All right, now I'll tell you more about it. Let's get it to bird's eye view up here. There it is. I don't know if you can hear the bubbling, but I can hear it I can hear the bubbles. Okay, now not much happening with the other one. All right, now this is coming off of the, let's say negative. I can't see for the glare, Joe. Is that negative on that side?
I don't
The lighting.
that's positive.
This is, no, that's negative. Okay, it's coming off the negative post right here, all right? This wire, okay? It's coming off the negative. The positive needs a little bit more, like if the car was running, it would come off of the positive, okay? So yeah, that's the negative side right there. All right, and there it is, hydrogen. Now we'll tell you more about it. I'm going to disconnect this. All right, and you see nothing's happening. All right. And this is the angle just right. There's the positive. So the hydrogen was coming off this, and then they're not on there very tight either. See, that needs to be tighter because both of the nuts, because they will both produce hydrogen. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Does somebody know something about this already? Jackie Smith, thanks for being here. Doug Paulson, hey, bro. Muscle car appraisal, little dumpling. Doug Paulson, Almond Will. Jackie Smith. Okay, muscle car. What do you know about this muscle car appraisal? Do you know anything about hydrogen? Have you used it on your own vehicle maybe? Maybe not. Well, I can tell you, Jim, not here. I don't know anything about what you're doing. Okay. All right, I'll explain. Now, I'll show you. I mean, you've seen the box, but it wasn't really clear. Some of you went, "Oh, I know what that is." This is a secret ingredient, everybody, that makes it happen. This is your catalyst. This is your catalyst. Simple baking soda. Now, on my vehicle, my 04 Dodge Dakota, I was getting 16 miles a gallon city. I was getting like 18 miles a gallon highway, and it was a V6. You'd think I was driving a V8. I was cheated. I thought it was a V8. No. I have this 04 Dodge Dakota. I'm getting horrible gas mileage. And Kelly Paulson says, "Hi, muscle car appraisal." And anyways, So I learned about hydrogen on demand. And I know a guy that's into motorcycles and whatnot, and I tell him about it. And he starts, he gets a hold of the people and gets a setup, and he starts figuring it out. I'm going to show you a bottle that was in use, and it was taken out. Where'd I thought I put that up. Where'd I put that up? I pulled that out because I was going to show. I set it. Oh boy, that's not good. This is bad form. Really bad form. Ha! Oh well, that's what I get for not being better prepared. Anyways, so what you do is you get your canning jar or whatever container you're creating this in, and you have two stainless steel bolts or plates. You have a plastic divider going between them that holds them in place. If you have a plastic lid, you use marine goop. Marine goop dries like plastic, and you seal it off with the marine goop. If you use a metal lid, a regular metal canning lid, you take a plastic like air tube, like a fish tank tube, and you put it in the hole, and then you run your stainless steel down through that, but you just make the plastic, so big. And you put like nylon washers, top and bottom, and you sandwich it down. And then at the bottom of your bolts down here, you have a plastic plexiglass or whatever, slid down the bolts, holding them apart. At the top, you've got wing nuts, and you put your wires going to your battery with a relay. That way, when you turn off your car, it turns it off. Okay? You hook it up to a power source in your fuse box. Some people hook it up to their headlights, so they just pull their headlights on, and it gives them power, the 12 volts they need. You go to a relay, you put it through a relay, and that way it turns off when you turn your car off. You cannot sit there and listen to your radio anymore. But today we've got cell phones, right? So we're not turning on the car and sitting it on accessory and listening to the radio because you've got hydrogen pumping in your motor. I know of one guy, he had to stop and clean off his spark plugs. They were fouled because he was sitting there waiting for his girlfriend to get off work and just listening to the radio. It goes to start his car and it's not running. It won't start. And he pulled the spark plugs and they were all fouled out. I have heard stories where it blew up in the motor and seriously messed the motor up. So those are the downsides. The upside is this was given me from 19 miles a gallon. Are you ready for this? To 24 miles a gallon city. It's 24 miles a gallon city from 16. And I was doubling my mileage on the highway. I was getting 36 miles a gallon from 18. Amazing. Now, with these newer vehicles, you have to tie into your map sensor. Your map sensor controls your fuel. And so you got to tie into it. So with like volume controls, that you little map sensor device you've got to build or have built so that you can retard your gas flow to compensate for the hydrogen increasing the fuel intake. And then you go to your O2 sensor and either you put an O2 sensor extender on it. It's the second one up from the bottom, or the second one. I think it's the second one up. Yeah, second one up, I believe. Anyways, if you go to water4gas.com, they have all the information you need on CDs. I think there's 6 CDs or 8 CDs They give you all the information from start to finish. I am not sponsored by them at all. They're who I went through, and this hydrogen really works. As you see, there it is. Now, on the top of your lid,
Little sensor.
you put in a little drip line tube or a little 90-degree, and you go into the intake manifold as close as to the throttle body as you can. And then it goes from this jar. You got a tube going into a water bottle that goes all the way down to the bottom of the water, or so far up from the bottom of that water bottle. You got an air gap in that water bottle about like yay, about so. And then that fills up with the hydrogen, then it's self-pressurized and it's self-propelled. It's self-pressurized, so it's self-propelled. And you want an air gap in the hydrogen jar about like yay. You want the same kind of a air gap in from there, you go into the water bottle off the lid. And I'll put up a video. I have my truck of a video of this being hooked up to my truck and this water bottle set up coming off of this is called electrolyzer. When you set the hydrogen system set up here in your canning jar, whatever container you use to create it, it's called electrolyzer. It becomes, that's the name. And then you go from there with the tube in the top of the lid, down into your water bottle. Then in the top of that lid, you have a tube, and that goes straight into your intake manifold. And it really works. Now, so there's a little bit to it, and that's why water4gas.com, they have like it's 4 CDs, 6 CDs, 8 CDs that they sell you. It's like $100, I think it is. And they give you everything you need to know. They'll sell you the whole system. They've got systems already made. They've got an advanced system on this. It goes into a little plastic container. It's got the stainless steel plates in it. It's got water dripping into it. And they've got it defined really nice. And these are systems that are ready to go. And they're $100+, depending on the system. Now, there is another website out there. They've been around since the 70s. And it's Eagle dash or hyphen, whatever you know it as, research.com, eagle-research.com. And they have all kinds of books. They have all kinds of information. There's a wealth of information and knowledge there to be had, and their books are inexpensive. And again, I'm not sponsored. I'm just doing this to help out the community and those that want to check into this and learn more about it and have it for their own vehicle, especially with gas going up like crazy. Like I said, my 04 Dodge Dakota, I went from 18 miles a gallon highway to 36, and that's for real. And I had one bubble a second going into my water bottle. I could go 1001, and little air bubble would go bloop. 1002, another little air bubble would just go bloop. It wasn't a lot. Now you see some of these systems, you see these bubbles just like a fish tank, just bubbling, creating all this hydrogen. Yeah. And on the old cars, you don't have to have the map sensor. You just go straight into the vacuum line on the carburetor. And that's something Eagle-Research really gets into. Because like I said, they've been around since the 70s. RG Holmes said, thanks for it. Sounds, and it really works. It'll save you money. Like I said, a 04 Dodge Dakota. I'll put that link to that video here on this live stream after the live stream in the description. Put it in the comments to make it real easy access for everybody. I could even put the links, to hydrogen not hydrogen, water for gas, number 4 gas.com, and eagle-research.com as well. Put those links in here. So on the older cars, you don't need to deal with the MAP sensor. On your O2 sensor, you don't need to put an extension on it. The other thing you can do is you can wrap it. I took aluminum foil. A heavy aluminum foil. I folded it in half, about so wide, just about the width of the O2 sensor. I wrapped it around there, about 3-4 wraps. Then I took copper wire and I twisted it on and held it on with copper wire, heavy copper wire. And I was good to go. And not everybody tells you about wrapping your O2 sensor or using an O2 sensor extender, because you got to trick the computer. And that's the purpose for that. But not everybody tells you that. That's a real important bit of information right there. And it's the second one. I think it's the second one up, because you've got one here and you've got another O2 sensor up here.
Yeah, but there's like a plug and play thing that you can use instead of using
well, then maybe there's some updated stuff like a plug and play, which I really don't know much about at all, for these computers. So you can set them, re-regulate them, change your settings.
The ignition switch. If you went hot to the ignition switch, you wouldn't have to worry about it on auxiliary, because auxiliary is a different wire. You go to the ignition wire for the coil, the coil, and on these new cars.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be filling it full of.
It wouldn't be operating.
No, until you started the car.
Okay. Well, that's for people that know about or mechanics and are into that kind of thing. But for the everyday guy like me that isn't into all of that, I'm telling you what I know works and how to be safe with it. I had no issues with my vehicle, none. The way I'm telling you, there are some people, some type of acid they add to their water. I wouldn't do that. The baking soda works perfectly fine. I want to amp up the hydrogen production. I've run 2 bottles. There's some people running 2 and 3, 4 bottles of hydrogen, or they just make a bigger unit and they're using stainless steel plates, and they're so big, these plates. I mean, some of them are real big, but you don't want too much hydrogen going in at one time, because you get an excess amount of hydrogen, then you're at risk of burning your valves. And so you don't want too much. I say 1 bubble a second worked fine. I had 2 bottles running with 1 bubble a second, and I had no issues, no engine problems, no nothing. It ran great and gave me great gas mileage. So I'll put the links to those websites in the description. I'll put it in the comments, and I'll pin it in the comments, so that everyone here can come back and check that out. And after the live stream, make it easy access for anybody else that drops in. If they don't check the description, not everybody does. Not everybody knows how to find it, because the description is kind of hidden. I don't know why they want to do that, but it is, that little upside down grayscale triangle right below the video. I mean, go figure. Who's going to think that's where you're going to find it, So it's hidden. That's what I call it. So anyways, anybody have any questions? Ken, thanks for the info. Good night. Good night, Muscle Car Appraisal. If you're not here, I just want to thank you for being here. You're new to my channel. Thank you. This is the Insane Friends live stream. Yeah, I just checked it out. Looks interesting. It is. And the water for gas, they give you all the information you need to make it yourself. Where to buy it. Little Dumpling, good night. Thanks for being here. You've been silent. You've been sitting in the background silent. What's up? That interesting video you got, by the way, with the tigers attacking that giraffe. What a deal. I mean, they're giving it all they've got to take that giraffe down, and they can't touch her or whatever it was. They couldn't touch that giraffe. That giraffe, man, hung in there. Good upload, by the way. So anyways, if you don't know Little Dumpling, she has a really cool video on her channel. You've got like 3 or 4 tigers and a lion. A lion jumps up and doesn't seem to do anything to it. These tigers are jumping up, and this giraffe is running. I mean, she's just too tall for them. And they must have some pretty tough fur, that's for sure. Little Dumpling. Good night, Little Dumpling. That's what RG's saying. So anyways, Little Dumpling, yeah, thanks for being here. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope your move went well, and hope you're settled or getting settled in. And we'll catch you on the rebound. Giraffes have bad necks. Okay. Well, their hide must be pretty tough. I didn't see any claw marks, at least, from the angle it was showing. It looked like she just went untouched, and they were attacking her, or attacking the giraffe. That was somebody got really good. They're at the right place at the right time to get that footage. So, so have a good night. God bless. Take care and never give up, because there's always a way. And we'll see you on the next one there, Little Dumpling. So which one did you check out, RG? Did you check out the Water for Gas? That's what I'm assuming. Water4gas.com. Or did you go over to Eagle-Research? They've got a wealth of knowledge, a whole lot of books on all different aspects. I think they even have some books showing you how you can use this to power a generator to have electricity for your home. Free gasoline, free power, it's unbelievable. It really, really works. Yes. Yes. Yes, what? Yes, I did. A, B, or C. That's funny. Well, I appreciate you being here, RG. I remember when the Mythbusters showed hydrogen on their channel, they poo-pooed it down. I couldn't believe they sat there and said, "Oh no, it doesn't work." Couldn't believe they did. I was using it on my vehicle when they did that. And I knew others using it on their vehicles when they did that.
No, but they try to run, what is it called? The car off of pure hydrogen.
You can.
And
you can.
What they were having problems with is motors stopping.
They didn't have enough flow.
And
because you can run your car off of 97% hydrogen. And you use a 3-foot stainless steel tube. 5-inch stainless steel tube with a 4-inch stainless steel tube on the inside. You make it about 2 foot long to 3 foot. You got all that surface area on that stainless. And then you take your carburetor off of your manifold. You put a plate on it and you seal it. You take a copper pipe and you pipe it in over to that steel or stainless steel plate you put over the manifold. Then you either take a propane carburetor, or you can, I've read and seen on the internet of somebody using a carburetor off a lawnmower. And they were running 3% gas. It was just enough gas to burn the hydrogen. but their motor is stainless steel. What I've read, if you hook up straight hydrogen to your vehicle, it'll in 2 weeks your motor will be seized up. You also obviously have to go stainless steel exhaust pipe because it's going to rust out your exhaust pipe because you're running water out your tailpipe.
But in California too, you don't put out a right amount of smog, they automatically fail you.
And you burn green. Your motor runs cleaner, and there's less wear and tear on the motor as an end result. With any hydrogen, even the way I was running my vehicle, it kept everything clean, and I was burning green. Ken, thanks for all the tips you gave me to grow a channel. I appreciate it. Bob Jim will reach out when they return. Okay, right on. Appreciate that, bro. And you're welcome. My pleasure. It's one of the reasons why I'm here, is to make a difference. We're in our society today, unfortunately, we're getting away from community. I grew up back in the early 70s. I look young, but I'm older than I look. And I remember our society back in the 70s, walking down the road in a neighborhood. Man's out there watering his lawn. Hey, good morning. They don't know you. And it's like, wow, hey, good morning. Little old lady out there, watering her garden or her flowers. Well, good morning. That was just community. And today we've gotten so far away from that. Things are so out in left field in general, unfortunately. But it seems like here on YouTube, because it's, in our own homes and it's less risk and people can be more friendly and have more community minded, as an end result. It kind of brings that back in a sense. But anyways, that's just kind of where I'm coming from. Just do what I can. I remember growing up where if a neighbor was like short on, they're making a cake or whatever, my mom's friend is sitting there, son or daughter over going, you got a half a stick of butter or you got a cup of sugar, I'm missing this one ingredient to make my cake or to make these cookies or to whatever, you got a cup of oil. I'm trying to make this, whatever, that don't happen anymore. At least not where I live.
Sure it does. I'm always coming over.
it just doesn't really happen in general. We really don't have that community we used to have in general. And, so YouTube kind of brings that back in a way, or it can if we operate like that, so that's what I try to do. So you're welcome. You're welcome. So, RG, well, guys, it's my time to go. I know that one, RG. Thank you for being here, RG. I'll have a great tomorrow and enjoy life. We'll see you all soon, sooner than later. Good night, RG, and God bless, and have a good night. You could run if you could get this hydrogen going and get a stainless steel. Brazil is operating, has motors over there that you could use, but it's getting to Brazil and getting some of their cars or their motors that you could do this with. But anyways, because stainless steel, it has to be stainless steel. Only way.
Ask him about the new I think it's LS2.
LS2?
Yeah.
Muscle car appraisal. What about the LS2?
Isn't that stainless steel sleeves?
Ask him.
Is there stainless steel sleeves in the LS2?
And this is Joe MacGyver. He has a channel.
Yeah, he already subscribed to me.
Like a homestead type channel. Did he answer?
No. Probably not.
Oh, he may have been. Good night. Muscle car appraisal. Are you happen to still be here?
Stainless steel.
Maybe not. Muscle car appraisal. Are you still here?
You can get it added to it.
Was that you that popped in the live stream? All right. We're going to have to end this. I'll give you a once over here. All right. Here's the once over. Your baking soda, your wire, your battery. There you go. That's simple, folks. Insane Friends. Check out Insane Auto. Check out Insane Friends. There is somebody doing a live stream every night of the week here, and I blew it. I was supposed to read off a list of everybody, and I totally blew it right out of the water. And I got a list. Any rate, I have a list. I just wasn't prepared. Is that you, something?
Yeah, it just kicked me off again.
All right. Well, thanks again. So I'm shutting up. Bye for now. And never give up, because there's always a way. Keep up the good work, everybody. United we stand, and united we're making it happen. Bye for now.